American Triage, a short play by Tucker Rafferty. In the dark, the voices start. There should be no sense of urgency to any particular sentence. The pace will pick up towards the end of the montage, but the actor should pick up the cues quickly so the lines are layered on top of one another.
During these unprecedented times,
We will all get through this together.
911, what's your emergency?
during these trying times,
Hydroxychloroquine has not been proven to be effective in preventing the spread of COVID-19.
911, what's your emergency?
you can carry the virus and be asymptomatic.
Wear a mask and continue social distancing.
911, what's your emergency?
These events can turn into super spreaders.
Wash your hands and keep hand sanitizer in your car.
911, what's your emergency?
We will need a vaccine before we can even think of herd immunity.
The virus is here to stay. Now what we have to do is learn to live with it.
911, what's your emergency?
During these unprecedented times,
During these trying times,
we're all in this together.
911, what's your emergency? 911, what's your emergency?
I think,
What is your emergency? What is your emergency?
I think my husband has had a heart attack.
Is he conscious?
He was, but not now.
Are you at 1976 Elmina Avenue? Are you Miss McCrory?
I can't wake him.
We have an ambulance on the way.
Should I do chest compressions?
Yes, do it to the rhythm of Staying Alive.
Staying alive. But I'm afraid I'll hurt him.
Start compressions. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
You're doing good. Keep going.
I was in the dining room teaching. I heard him fall. I ran right in and then staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. There's someone at the door.
That's the EMTs.
Should I let them in?
Is the door unlocked?
Yes.
I'll tell them to come in. Keep doing the compressions.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying
At
alive.
Rise, actors 2 and 3 are dressed as EMTs. They are walking toward the door up center as if to leave. Actor 1 is following close behind.
What do you mean you're not taking him to the hospital? He needs to go to the hospital.
we can't, ma'am.
He needs to be in a hospital.
You cannot transport him. I'm sorry.
We've made him as comfortable as we can.
We have insurance.
It's not that, ma'am.
Then what is it? What is it that's stopping you from taking a sick man to the hospital? That's your job. Now go back in there and put him on a gurney and take my husband to the hospital.
It's our orders, ma'am.
Your orders?
Yes, ma'am, our orders.
We've been ordered by the county health department to not transport patients that are likely.
The hospitals are being overrun. Patients are waiting in ambulances for 8 hours to get a bed.
We've made him comfortable.
Are you telling me
We've
that
made him comfortable.
you're sentencing him to death?
Ma'am, our job now is to survey the patient and assess the patient. In our assessment, we cannot transport your husband.
Survey and assess? Assess? You're not gods. You're not even doctors, but you're playing gods. So a heart attack is a non-essential ailment now? COVID is the only essential disease now? I know. You can take him and tell them he has COVID. Yeah, tell them he has COVID. And when they look at him, they'll have to fix him and they'll have to make him well because of the Hippocratic Oath. They'll have to. Tell them he has COVID and you made a mistake. You made a mistake in your assessment and then they'll have to make him better.
He doesn't have COVID. He had a heart attack.
He may as well have COVID. Goddamn COVID. COVID did this to him. You can't take a person away from his work, his life's work, and then tell him he's not essential. He is essential, essential to me, essential to this home. You can't tell a proud man that he's not essential and make him file for unemployment. That's weight on him. Sitting here day after day, listening to me teach my student things about plot, storylines, iambic pentameter, silly things, really, non-essential things. Me being essential while he's watched The Price is Right. You can't tell a person he's not essential and not expect it to break him. Don't you dare tell me that COVID didn't do this to him. Now put him on a gurney and get him to the hospital.
Ma'am, even if your husband had COVID, I couldn't take him. His blood oxygen level is too low. We're so low we can't give him oxygen. We have a shortage of oxygen. We've been ordered.
We've made your husband comfortable. Now go be with him.
Michael Patrick McCrory.
What?
Michael Patrick McCrory.
I'm sorry?
My husband, Michael Patrick McCrory. Say his name.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't...
Say his name.
It won't...
Michael Patrick McCrory, say the name of the man you sentenced to death. Judges do it. Before they sentence someone to death, they say the condemned man's name. Now you do it. That's what you are now, right? A judge? Say it. Michael Patrick McCrory. Say it.
Michael Patrick McCrory.
You too.
Michael Patrick McCrory.
Now he has a name for you to remember. Let me tell you about him.
Ma'am, we have to go.
Are you telling me you can't spare 2 minutes to hear about the man you decided should die today?
Ma'am, we're trying to save as many lives as possible.
Man, I know this is difficult.
Difficult. I had breakfast with him, went to the dining room to teach, and here we are.
I did 3 tours in Afghanistan. Medic. I had to make these decisions every day. Guys that I ate breakfast with. Buddies that had no idea they were eating their last meal. I had to decide which ones we had a chance to save and which ones to make comfortable. This isn't easy for us.
So you knew them,
What?
your buddies, the ones you ate breakfast, you knew them.
Yes.
You knew the names of their wives,
Yes.
girlfriends, kids, what they were dreaming of doing when they went home,
Yes.
and you remember them.
I'll never forget them.
I want you to remember him, just like them.
We have a couple of minutes.
I build homes, not houses. He said this all the time. I build homes, not houses. He didn't think of the houses he built. He thought about the people that would live there, the families that would be raised there. He wanted the homes to last forever. When my boys were teenagers, they worked for him in the summers, and they hated it. They would come up with faster ways to do things. He would always say, this isn't a race. This is how you do things. The other contractors can do it your way, but this is my way. Now they both work for him. They came to see things his way. He said the last house he built was going to be the cabin in northern Michigan where we could spend the summers. We bought the land last year, 10 acres outside of Cadillac. You can go now. You can go now.
Paramedics exit out the door. As they exit, the recording starts and the lights start to fade.
In these unprecedented times.
During these trying times.
During
911, what's your emergency?
During these uncertain times.
911, what's your emergency?
We are all in this together.
Blackout. End of play.